So literally what I do is turn it around to you and say, if you don't think it's the most interesting, tell me what asset in the world is more interesting right now to more people, because I don't think you could name one.
Well, I think it's interesting because of all of the conversations that it sparked and the way that it's become very political, and it really brings out the emotions of everyone involved, either positive or negative. But the things that you mentioned there about why it's interesting, like, again, a lot of it has to do, I mean, you mentioned the fact that it trades on weekends, which other assets don't, but the idea that it is...
Ed, come on. First of all, the number one performing stock in the S&P 500, mine.
Yeah.
We're up 30x.
Yeah.
That's 3 times more than NVIDIA. That's interesting. How about the number one options market in the S&P 500? Mine. We have the most intense options, like 130% of market cap. The most profitable convertible bond, the number one convertible bonds in the marketplace, Microstrategy, right? It's interesting because people are making money off of it.
Right.
And there you hear it from Michael Saylor. He's telling you why Microstrategy has been killing the game. Nothing's even close. It's smashing NVIDIA by 3 times as far as the return over the past year. And also, you're thinking about, well, it's interesting because people are making money, but what is behind the cart that's pushing this forward? This is Bitcoin. Only thing they've did is change in their business model is implement the Bitcoin strategy. Do you get it? And with that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. We got a jam-packed video for you today.
Hey guys, sorry for the quick interruption, but if you're interested in trading MicroStrategy options, any other stock out there, Bitcoin, Solana, or any other crypto out there, you can now do that on MooMoo. And if you sign up with our affiliate link, which we pin in the comment section, also in the description below, when you sign up and deposit any amount, you're going to receive up to 20 free stocks, and each one of these stocks could be valued at up to $2,000. So make sure to sign up with MooMoo. Go get that free money. Now let's go ahead and get back to the video.
And to piggyback on that, if you're interested in getting into MooMoo, getting your 15 free stocks, why don't you sign up? Right here, each valued up to $2,000. Here's the link. It's in the pinned comment below. And then if you want to join the Patreon group, Bitcoin Bros Club, we're giving you alpha on how to use those stocks, call options, free money. Who doesn't like free money, guys? Getting straight into it, take a look at the Bitcoin price at the current time of this recording. It is right below 99,000. We fell below the 100K. Look at this candle right here. We went up to 103.5K, almost 104,000, and then it wicked all the way down to 92,000 all in one day. This is the daily chart, daily candles. This is crazy. Now, there's a couple things we want to look at on this chart. You know, we think that this is just getting started. We could see this bull flag rip higher. And what do we mean by that? If we look at this flagpole, we could see that this flagpole might have had just a fake out right there. That could have been a fake out. Now we're back into the channel. And this flag looks something like this here. And as you see, this just wiped out a lot of shorts, wiped out a lot of longs. And now we're just back into the channel trading. So we're still on par to hit where we are expected to, this technical target, if we break out, when we break out, if it happened today. If we pull this flagpole up, where would this go up to? This would go up to roughly $135,000 target. So is that the peak? We'll reassess once we get there, if we get there. Now, pay attention to this as well. We're seeing some distance between these moving averages, the 50 and 20. So we want to pay attention to that as well. We've seen a lower high on the RSI on the daily. We put in this higher high, and that is some type of bearish divergence. But if we look on the higher time frame, do we have to worry about that divergence? Looking on the weekly, right now we put in a higher high, and this right here hasn't really stopped yet. But if we stopped here, this would be considered a bearish divergence. And if we come to the upside to put in at least a higher high of 87, then that'll just be a continuation. So there's something to note and pay attention to right here on this daily chart, because This does look bullish still. We're still above the 20 moving average. Everything's intact as far as the price action goes. The RSIs put in higher highs and higher lows. You can connect the bottoms almost perfectly. And right now, once we hit this bottom, will we fall through or have another bounce up to the upside? And will this invalidate this divergence? You have to wait and see. If we fall out of this channel to the downside, that's what needs to be worried about. We still can fall down and put in a lower high and a continuation, but this would then validate this bearish divergence. And then an update from the Czech Republic. They are eliminating capital gains tax on Bitcoin held for 3+ years with unanimous parliamentary approval. Are we going to see this going for bigger nation states? Will the U.S. implement this? Trump's been talking about this. Czech Republic beat him to it. Who will follow? And in MicroStrategy update from British Hodl, shout out to him. He's saying SAYLOR can't sell anymore at the money to raise capital as soon as they're advised of their upcoming NASDAQ admittance. So if we don't hear any announcements from Michael Saylor, don't fret, because this means that they could be getting added to the NASDAQ. This means if they're told they're getting in tomorrow, they cannot sell any stock at the money until Friday the 13th when the announcement is made. And right now, it is December the 6th. This could make sense as to why MicroStrategy has hard dumped a lot of shares into the market today. Look at the MicroStrategy price action. We could see that MicroStrategy did get a massive pump up to 450 and then a massive dump down to 380. Right now at pre-market, we're at 394 and we're still putting in higher highs and higher lows. There's no divergences here yet. So this is something to definitely pay attention to. We just came back and bounced off of this 20 moving average. Once again, everything is still intact here as well. More upside to MicroStrategy. And then Florida may introduce a Bitcoin reserve in 2025, leveraging its $185 billion pension fund and budget surplus to allocate billions into crypto-related assets. So you're seeing Florida put in these bills. You're seeing Czech Republic. Cynthia Loomis is talking about a strategic Bitcoin reserve. Trump may implement this. Can you not get more bullish? And with this news, check out this quick clip.
What? Where does it go? What's your price target for Bitcoin?
So I think in the short term, we're going to see one of two cases. The first case is we're going to have some sideways action between 110 and downwards to 80, and we'll see some chop. The second scenario, and that will come either in the short term or in the medium term, is once we have the Bitcoin Act, which is currently under consideration, passed, where the U.S. government will be buying Bitcoin into its reserves, as well as other countries and other corporates for their treasury assets as well, we could see a 500K Bitcoin or $1 million Bitcoin. The sky is really the limit here.
Did you guys hear that? A 500K Bitcoin to $1 million Bitcoin with the U.S. Bitcoin Reserve. This is coming from Schwab. And what could drive it there? Well, the United States has the money printer. They would just print money to buy Bitcoin. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. It's the top end. Confidence we are at the peak. According to CBBI, let's refresh this. 80 right now. We haven't seen any dark red dots, so the peak is not in yet, guys. Pay attention. We still got some ways to go. And Michael Saylor is sitting here giving you MicroStrategy's endgame and where the market cap actually could go. You don't want to miss this.
Magic of the story is the baseline is Bitcoin is raw commodity. You either buy that on Coinbase, or Bitcoin is wrapped. You buy IBIT from BlackRock. That's the baseline. But it turns out most of the world doesn't want that. I mean, a lot of the world wants high voltage. They want 10x leverage. Susquehanna wants 10x leverage. Millennium, Soros, they want to be up there in the stratosphere. And then some people want, the MSTX, MSTU, those two ETFs raised $4 billion in a matter of weeks, no marketing. They want 4x, 3x Bitcoin. MicroStrategy is 1.5 to 2x Bitcoin. So some people want to be up there above the baseline. Look, if you believe in Bitcoin and someone can give you 2x Bitcoin and they can do it with intelligent leverage or with a balance sheet you trust, why wouldn't you want 2 times whatever you wanted, right? And then there's another world of crypto curious people. They're just tired and bored. How do you feel about a portfolio of 187 diversified preferred stocks that give you 520 basis points? You know, and it's like, okay, you own the 16th tranche of the 18,000th regional bank, and it's like QSIP 199742. There's no volatility. You can't pledge it as collateral. You can't borrow against it. So there's a world, $300 trillion of board money that's waiting to die, getting 2-3%. And then there's another 200 trillion of hot money. MicroStrategy is just going to sell all of those instruments up and down the chain while we ignore the baseline. And I'll just make this one point. Like when you're arbitraging this, you know, you're asking the question, well, how fast is it appreciating? So Bitcoin is plus 60. And let's just say because it's plus 30 to 60 versus the US dollar. And my long-term forecast is 29% for 21 years. So we're plus 30 to 60. Then the next question is how volatile is it versus the dollar? Bitcoin's 60 volatile, but you can imagine it's going to be plus 30 to 60 more volatile. Then you ask the question, how fast is the investment cycle? If I borrow $1 billion or raise $1 billion of equity and I invest it in a real estate project, it takes 5 years, 1,500 days. If I invest it in Bitcoin, it takes 1 day. I'm running the investment cycle 1,000 times faster. And then the last question is, how accretive is the capital raise? So if I'm selling it at 3 times net asset value, you're capturing a 66% spread. The convertible bonds are capturing an 80% spread. When you sell a convert at an 80% spread and you do $1 billion of it, it literally means that you captured $800 million of capital gain on the day you did it, and you capture all of the capital gain for your shareholders forever on the $800 million. And so when you're raising $800 million and then you're investing it at 60% ARR or 30%, right? The amount of accretion is screaming. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to do this $42 billion and then rinse and repeat and double it and double it and double it and double it. And you're going to say like, well, where does it end? Well, I guess when we've taken 1% of the fixed income market, which is $3 trillion, and when we levered it up and we've got 10 billion, you know, we bought 3 trillion of Bitcoin and we're trading at $10 trillion in market cap, we'll be growing 20% a year.
$10 trillion market cap, that's 100x from where we are right now. Pay attention to what's happening. Adam, Sean, the Bitcoin Bros. You guys like this content, go ahead and smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and show us some love. We appreciate each and every one of you. And with that, I'm out.